Yo, what's going on, man?
Can you hear me?
Let's see. I just turned on your mic.
There you go.
Yeah,
How's it going?
good. How you doing?
Pretty
Yeah,
good.
so real quick, I can answer your question about setting up Kling.
Cool.
Have you been working on those?
Yeah, I can show you what I've been doing. 'Cause I went actually also to what's the guy's name? He was doing his thing yesterday. He's always here too. He has a school group as well. Uh, what's that dude's name? He's under Creator Secrets. Scotty. Hello? One second. Something's wrong with the mic. Give me a second.
Can you
There
hear
you
me
go.
now?
Yep, I
Yeah.
can hear you.
Yeah, Creator Secrets, that's my brother.
Oh, your brother?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, so it's pretty much he was like so I had a meeting yesterday when he started. So like half an hour later I came in and he was showing like the YouTube page I created with your script, with your animation. Now telling like everyone that I got that from your channel.
Yeah,
Mm,
hell yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
hmm Then
Yeah, he's the content master. I'm the automate your content guy.
so nice.
Yeah, his content creation, doing AI stuff, we started at the same time, and he just got way more into that. And yeah, he's good at it.
Nice.
Let's see. I'm gonna show you. Let's jump over here because you've been doing a great job. You know, learning all this stuff pretty quick. So
hmm
once you get to the point you're at, I try and leave it up to everybody to sort of figure out new stuff. I try and help as much as I can, obviously, but the next automation I'm building, I was trying to build out the storyteller generator and this new automation at the same time, but it just takes a lot of work, as you know.
hmm
But this one, I'll share my screen. I'm actually doing the live stream is this. I'm building this one live. So let's see.
Oh, yeah, yeah, showing.
Let's see here. Let's do that. Okay, so it's essentially the same idea as the storyteller generator. We got, you know, this chain was generating the stories, and the other one now it's just generating scenes. There's going to be no story. It's generating the images the same from Flux, and then we have the video. Now I took out the JSON to video chain, and we have these chains here for the different models in the fowl.ai API, right?
Uh-huh.
So jumping into fowl. Can you see the fowl screen?
Yep, I can see it.
All right. So fowl.ai is going to have all these models. So if we search the image to video, we can find all of these Luma, Kling, got Minimax, we got some of these I don't even know. This is frame interpolation stuff, which is super cool. Blending, animating frames together. This is how I don't know how much you've seen of my brother's stuff, but if you take two still images, you can blend them, animate them together with frame interpolation animation stuff. So there's just a ton of models. We got language models, audio, all kind of stuff in here. In fact, looking at the text to audio, I think there's like lip syncing stuff, right? So we can access all of these models in FAL. And so we just need to figure out in Make how to set up the HTTP modules. So this chain right here is going to be the method for making those API calls. And basically this is just setting up a loop. I'll get more into this, and you and I can talk about this in more detail, but that's essentially how you're going to set up Cling, is with a chain like this. It's going to send to FAL. It's going to start the loop. It's going to check to see if the video is done. If the video is done, it's going to download the video and throw it into Airtable.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll talk about, we'll get into each of these and see what's going on, but just checking in FAL to see what you can actually do there, and then figuring out these chains would be how you do it.
Nice.
Cool. We got Patrick. What's up, my man? How you doing? And Bob. Patrick in the chat. I'll turn you guys' mics on. Patrick, your mic is on. And then Patrick, after I turn your mic on, you'll come down and unmute yourself in the actual video window here. If you want to speak, you don't have to speak.
I'll just say howdy from California.
Yeah, man. How's it going? You're a busy guy. All right, Bob, I can turn on your mic. Bob, how's it going? Yeah, so we'll just wait on a couple people. Cool. So I got new stuff coming. Obviously, you've seen some of the N8N stuff going on. I've made a bunch of builds, a bunch of automation workflows with it. It's just trying to record the videos and organize all the other stuff I'm doing. I got so much going on doing all this stuff. I need a team, but coming down with N8N stuff, there is definitely going to be some crossover. Just to throw it out to you guys right now, N8N versus Make, I think everybody in the automation space is jumping on N8N. It's an older tool, but I think with recent updates and compatibility and new models and all this stuff coming out, it's now just blowing up right now. I don't think it's going to replace Make. I think both Make and N8N are going to split. Right now they're kind of doing the same stuff, but they're going to start to specialize and do different things. And we're seeing that already with N8N being the agent master, creating chatbots and agents that can use tools and, create automatic scheduling, AI assistants to schedule and send emails and all that stuff. We can definitely build that out and Make. But it seems to be with all the tool modules in N8N that it's just faster in N8N. What Make is actually doing is they're coming out with a completely new system for their platform called the Grid. And it's basically a new automated workflow that you can plug in your entire scenario as a chain module, right? So you can build out an entire scenario, build out a second entire scenario, a third entire scenario, and then those become modules. Yeah, there it is right there. Those become modules in a fully integrated grid scenario. So I think Make is really trying to go for scalability with a team and building out a business system, and I think N8N is going for integrations, building chatbots, building assistants, building I don't know, stuff like that. What do you think, Patrick? You're the one that turned me on to N8N more fully with your enthusiasm.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I'm still trying to like toy with the idea that Make is coming out with this new feature and trying to decide if all of these um, uh, modules, as you say, that are going to be brought together, is it going to be a one-time pass fee? So with N8N, you can run your whole thing, and the charge happens basically at the end and not per module like it does with Make.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's what I'm seeing too with a lot of people, some people commenting on my YouTube videos and getting private messages from people. It's like, I refuse to use Make. I only want to use N8N. I'm like, well, why? Why? What is the pushback on using Make? And really what it comes down to, everyone's saying it's the cost, it's the cost, it's the cost. But so far I'm paying more for N8N than I am for Make, and I use Make every day, right? But
well, for
I'm
instance,
also
like your social media Make, your big one. There's a lot of modules there to run. So I'm curious as to where are you finding the cost breakdown higher in N8N?
Yeah, so I think that's the specialization too, because I'm not running data for hundreds of clients or hundreds of customers or hundreds of products, right? I'm doing all these runs and all these scenarios in Make, and it's sort of just a one-time operation, right? It's going through one time. But we can see in like the AI video generator, Danilo, you've seen we're producing maybe 8 videos in a certain section, and those videos are 8 operations in a module, right? So it's not hundreds of operations, but again, I'm not running data for hundreds, maybe thousands of products, right? And that's where you're going to see the cost skyrocket in Make versus N8N. And so again, those specializations is naturally going to happen. Either Make's going to change their pay structure with the grid, or something is going to give where they're kind of doing the same thing. N8N is taking off because of the cost for bigger operation counts. Clearly, that's the winner. But that's for a business or individuals running all that information, right? But I think you and I, Patrick, what I mentioned before was all those higher operations I do in Airtable anyway. Because Airtable, you can run automations, and the automations in Airtable are similar to Zapier. It's like a linear chain that you would find in Zapier.
Yeah.
So I run all the data, all the hundreds, thousands of operations in Airtable. Then I send that one chunk to Make, and that runs through, right? So
it's just my chunks, and I guess you can just pull chunks out of Airtable that you need to process into N8N for whatever different operational function.
Yeah, so same thing with Make. If you're going to use Airtable with N8N, right? It depends on obviously what you're doing, what you need, what your goals are. But if I'm just trying to process data, I'm going to do it all in Airtable, then automate it through Make or N8N.
Yeah.
Either way, it's exciting. Danilo, got to go. Cool, man. Either way, it's exciting because all this stuff is so new, and there's just a handful of us creators diving into it, and we're all learning this stuff together and trying to get it out there for everyone else to learn. And it's it seems to be this race where we, the creators, want to get it out there in the hands of everyone before the big businesses say, wait, you guys are making money on your own? We can't have that, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I just keep having these kind of epiphanies when I'm working on something or I'm starting to piece something together, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, like, I'm using this very specific agent, and I mean, while I'm building off of some of the flow workflows that you've done, and maybe from a couple of other people. I'm trying to piece it off of what you've started, and then I find myself kind of going down this chain of like, well, should I go ahead and add this agent into this function set, or should I just
Yeah.
start a new one and keep it separate? Because I figure if I have thousands of runs on this one agent from clients, uh, then I start thinking, well, how does that work? I mean, because this is just, if everybody's accessing the same function agent, I have to break this down into like Docker containers and
Yeah.
go into the cloud and start building a Kubernetes stack, swarm, or
Yeah.
whatever they call it. Like, oh my gosh, what am I doing?
Exactly. Yeah. It's the
So,
more you,
it's like I'm just falling
yeah.
down the rabbit hole, but at the same time, I'm like trying to run with it. It seems like every week there's, 10 new people on YouTube putting these things out
Oh,
and
yeah.
starting their own schools, and
Oh, yeah.
just kind of have to shut down. Stick to the
Yeah.
one or two that you're really, feeling confident working with.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, and that's a struggle for me too. There's, this is blowing up so big right now. This is the frontier of this new digital world, and so many people are trying to get in on it. And I'm fighting. I'm trying to get through it all, trying to say, "Hey, listen to me," as loud as I can. So there's just so much opportunity and so many people jumping on. So it's curious. I'm curious to see what kind of saturation is going to happen. What am I going to get left behind because I don't have a team? I need there's so many things to implement. I don't have enough hands and brains working on this stuff. It is a wild mess, which I love. I love the challenge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But
So,
look into shiny object syndrome.
well,
You
I mean,
probably
I
have
have
that.
it. I have
Yeah.
it, I mean, I have weekly meetups with my shrink, and I'm like, I don't have mental issues, but I think I'm starting to get mental issues with it.
Yeah. Shiny object syndrome. That's what's happening with N8N too for a lot of people. And, it's here I am building my business on Make and Airtable and the school. And now everyone's like, you should do N8N videos. God.
Well, I think,
Right.
your foundation with Make is great, and I think, don't stop with it, because
Oh, no. Yeah. It's,
when this new function comes out, I think the push is going to be there.
yeah.
Jack is 100% Make, and I know that his community, they still have people on the inside that are doing N8N, and then some of his top
Hmm.
people are still doing N8N, and but again, I think that that's still, for most, to visualize, and the way Make does it, I think is cleaner.
Yeah.
I used to do flow
Uh,
charting back in high school. I mean, we started using, learning how to do computer coding. It was like, okay, first let's start with the flow chart, and then build out everything with different sets of boxes and squares and triangles and whatnot. And I
yeah.
think it's, for some people, the NAN interface is somewhat daunting, I think.
Yeah. There's a lot more, compared to Make and compared to what is considered no code versus low code, there's a lot more code too. That's what I'm finding.
Yes.
You're having to type in, JSON, and having to type in uh, Python or whatever. I don't even know
Yeah.
coding languages, but
Yeah, I find myself going in and out of some of those modules and just like scratching my head, like, okay, wait a second. Is this the
yeah,
right
it's
JSON? And, if I'm going back to videos trying to make sure I've got the right piece from a previous module, or I have to run this
right.
first, that didn't work. Where does it break down? And I see Make being much more efficient with that process.
Yeah, you know, they how do I say, sort of revamped Zapier, right? And N8N is not revamping Make at all. I think they're still on track for, you know, amazing innovation, especially with the grid coming out. That's like the last missing piece. That's what Make for me has been missing, is this overall integration of your individual scenarios running together. You know, I have a couple automations that require several scenarios, and I have to go into each one, make sure all the pieces are moving. But the grid is going to solve all that for sure.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, yeah. I'm curious. Yeah, Jack and Steven and there's a couple other guys and gals doing this stuff. I'm curious to see. I would love to. I used to chat with Steven a little bit before he's decided to start crushing me.
Well,
Used to chat with Steven a little bit, and I'm curious to see how they.
yeah, Steven's on a different plane.
Yeah, we were on the same plane a little bit, and then he's like, "Oh, you're trying to do the same thing I'm doing. Never mind."
Yeah, well, you know, if people are on, you know, I think there's certain levels of entry, and I think for those of us that are watching Steven who are not at that level of entry are going to go looking elsewhere. And it's not to say that anybody else is less knowledgeable or less capable. You know, I think that his mind thinks on extreme circumstances where, you know, he builds it big and works backwards, and he's going to sell it to you for $4,500 if you want it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and I think, well, that's great for the people that have that cash to do it. But, you know, those of us that are working on a shoestring budget, it's really putting all the pieces together and taking it in steps. And I think even that's more advantageous and beneficial to most, because if you really want to understand this stuff, building it out yourself, I mean, we can follow through all the big builds, but you really got to understand the basics and the foundations before you really jump into that level, I think, that Steven's been kind of promoting.
Yeah, I want to bridge the gap to my biggest, you know, my mission statement is I want everyone to be into this stuff. I want to put AI automation in the hands of everyone. This is going to be the future for, you know, just daily life. It's going to be the future for business for sure. I want to make sure everyone has the tools they need, not just, you know, those in power, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we got Clyde, we got Ka in the chat. What's up, guys? I can turn on your microphones if you want. Just let me know. Glad to see you here, Ka. You said you were gonna join. You want me to turn on your mic? Clyde. All right. Clyde, your mic is on. You can unmute yourself.
Oh, hey, Kirk. How are you doing?
Doing awesome. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Been spending a lot of time in the community, even though I don't comment as much. I've been following quite a bit and playing around with some of the automations there. It's really sorry I asked the call last week because I was very interested in the topic there.
Oh yeah.
No do you have any updates on a follow-up? I know you said there will be one, but timing wise, because I'm weighing, should I start playing around with it on my own, or should I wait until you come up with something further?
Are you talking about the new automation specifically?
No, I'm talking about, sorry, the faceless video with the using like Kling or other videos instead of the I guess JSON to video.
Yeah. So I can show you that right now. So I'm building in the live stream last week. I'm thinking about doing a live stream every week just because I'm working on automations anyway. I might as well just record it so you guys can watch me fumble around and struggle. You know, if anything, It's empowering to see me, who I feel, you know, I can confidently say I mastered this stuff pretty quickly. So watching me fumble around and brainstorm and come up with ideas might be empowering if you're, you know, thinking, holy shit, this is way too hard. What am I doing? You know? So I'm thinking about live streaming every week and just building that stuff out. So in the live stream, I am building, I'm gonna share my screen. I'm building a new automation, or it's essentially the same automation with significant modifications to use Kling, Minimax, all these models to actually produce the AI videos. And I was actually just showing Danilo, he's back in the chat. I was showing Danilo this before you guys jumped on. Let's see. So this automation is basically the same thing, but it's going to create a new style of video or a different style of video. Let me jump over here. So the AI faceless storyteller is creating those caption narrated story style content. And so some of you guys are in my, some of the people in my group here are also in my brother's group. He's the Creator Secrets group, and he is the content master, right? He can tell you all about using these tools and actually making AI videos and this stuff to make money on. But he has an entire workflow, and I'm trying to build out that workflow in automation, right? So using these HTTP modules, we can make a request to the FAL.ai API, and the FAL.ai API is the same one we're using in the faceless story generator to call to Flux, right? So we're calling to Flux, getting the images back from FAL. FAL has all of these models. Let's see, image to video. All of these models, we can use Hyper, Luma, Kling, Minimax. There's a bunch of stuff to check out in here. We've got image to image models, you know, language models, text to video models. We can use Kling. I don't know how to say this one. I know it's a weird way to say this one, but ton of models in here, right? So the way that we would build out a chain here is call to that model and then run this loop. So this is the specific chain, and I can post up this chain, and you could actually add this chain to the faceless story generator. You just, I'll actually put a link to this chain, and you can replace the information in these modules if you wanted to test it out. But essentially, this automation will create a different style of content compared to the story style, where it's just AI videos, you know, clips of AI videos for the like shocking genre, or the, you know, weird objects genre, or something like that. Again, my brother can tell you. But for the story style content, doing those AI videos is statistically overkill. So you only, for a story style content, you really only need those still images kind of zooming in and out, or, you know, wiggling, or something really simple with the text overlaid, right? And so that's why I didn't build that in. This is a long rambling answer to your question, but that's why I didn't build that in to the story generator, these chains. Okay. Is just because it's overkill for the content itself.
Okay.
In the live streams, I'm building this one out, and you can take a look at it. So long answer.
Okay, yeah. If you can post to where you can get access to these, that would be great.
Cool. Yeah, I'll do a quick post. I won't put it in the course modules or anything. But you guys want to grab these chains, I'll just take some screenshots and say, here it is. Go for it. Just add it to the generate video route. This is the one that's going to the JSON to video. So it's, let's show you that in here. Let's see. Got too many bases. Let's do this one. So the JSON to video route is going to create all of these videos based on the images, right? It's going to go down and create a number of videos. So it's going to be in the, the generation of the first video is where you're going to put this route, right? You'll still have the JSON to video for merging, and you'll still have the JSON to video for combining the clips. I took out the merge chain in this automation because we're not merging the narration. We're not merging the captions anymore. There's not going to be any captions in this style content. So you're still going to have the JSON to video chains for merging the audio video, and you're still going to have the JSON to video chains for combining and adding music and finish. But for the generate video, that's where you'll add this chain.
Okay, got it.
Cool. Yeah.
Thanks.
How are Danilo and Clyde? You're probably my two most advanced builders. How are you guys feeling about your progress on this stuff?
You said advance?
Yeah, most advanced builders. Yeah.
Yeah, that's surprising seeing that I'm now starting.
Yeah. No, you guys dove in and are, you're asking, both of you are asking good questions. Clyde, you're posting up, your stuff. I really appreciate your comments on my timeliness. And Danilo, you're always messaging me. Goddamn.
No, my bad.
No, it's all good. I have the troubleshooting section because I'll see that and I'll get to it and I say, okay, this is my to-do list, right? When you're sending me messages, I may or may not check that section. So that's, that's why.
I know.
That's good.
I try to market your channel on other school channels.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Yes. The more we get people into the group too, our group is pretty small, 87 people. We got, you guys are the active ones today, obviously. The more people we can get in here, the more people we get in the chat, obviously, the more we can talk about cool stuff. My brother's group, Danilo, you can see how many people he's got, like, I don't know, hundreds of people, and still only a handful get into the chat. But it's nice to have everybody coming in with questions and solving things.
What's the name of Danilo's school?
Oh no, I don't have a school. This is brother.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said your brother, so I thought there was some relation there. My apologies.
No, my brother, he's in our group. He has a group called Creator Secrets. And so he is actually centered around content creation. So actually making stuff to post on YouTube and making stuff to post on Instagram and stuff like that. And then how to monetize your content. So we've got this sort of team thing going on. He's content creator. I am how to automate your workflow and
he has
post
a
to
school
YouTube
called Creator Secrets. Is that right?
Creator Secrets. Yeah.
I'll take a look. Yeah.
Yeah, he's I've watched AI videos and I look at AI content and it's on my feed. I look at it, I watch it, I consume it, right? And what he makes is probably the best I've seen on the internet, right? He's really good at it. So, and he knows he's always been the money guy. He knows how to monetize anything. It's pretty amazing. He was going to jump on the call today. Usually he joins up, but he's as busy as I am.
Do you happen to know, I mean, I know it's not your forte, but I'm just curious if you're aware of any school that teaches cloud solutions or maybe integrating Make and N8N into the cloud, how to scale it.
Trying to brainstorm some resources I used to follow, but I don't know of any school groups or anything like that.
Well, there's a
That's one of
niche.
those things. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's one of those things that it broke away a long time ago. You know, it's one of those that's so specialized and so advanced it's hard to get into, and the people that are into it are just, you know, they have the monopoly there.
Yeah.
It's so necessary, and it's so, yeah, it's just, there's no frontier there. It is the way that it is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I got more into that stuff, but it's too much. I mean, honestly, I wish I just got into coding. I tried many times, but
Yeah, I tinkered around in cybersecurity briefly, but it was too much terminal time, to be honest.
That's what I currently do.
yeah.
Or W2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's probably why you're so good at this stuff, you know?
No.
Same logic boxes, same.
Well,
was
Danilo, are you planning on, creating anything within Make or N8N that would incorporate cybersecurity tooling or functions?
I'm just learning. Like, so I have like multiple different groups. So I'm just
Uh,
learning from like, there's like school and also another platform is called Circle. So I'm trying to learn.
Circle?
Yeah, Circle here.
Oh,
What it
oh,
calls
how do
Circle
you
IO, I
spell
believe.
circle, yeah.
Okay,
circle?
one second. One second.
Is that a group inside of school?
No, it's a whole different platform.
Uh, how do you spell
Yes,
that? I'm
it's a circle.so.
oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's a kind of the same concept as school, but everyone creates their own community. So it's a
I got you.
lot of info. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Yeah, one that I'm in, it's with NN8. These guys are hardcore too, but I just got into it, but I'm still learning the same thing with Make.
Yeah.
So it's Ben AI. So they have like multiple different agents. I think like 30 that can talk to each other.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't know if I personally could consume any more than I'm already trying to
I know,
follow.
it's crazy.
yeah, it's too much. Yeah, I'm building those multiple agent. I've got some workflows already set up. I deleted them actually, I should say, because I was on the free trial with N8N for a little bit, so I had to make some room for the actual stuff I'm working on. But let's see. Yeah, I deleted that big one. I set up a big one that was just practicing chaining multiple. Yeah, no, I deleted it. But yeah, that's what's interesting. So that's the specialization. I think again, what I was talking about, the AI agents in N8N. That's going to be the big thing. What's interesting is I can build all that stuff in Make, but N8N has those AI agent modules that are, they're like 6 or AI agent nodes that are like 6 Make modules all in one. So it's just the ease of dragging that one in versus setting up 6 modules. It's little things, right? Little things. And that's where we're going to start to see that splitting happen.
So I heard you guys talking about N8N. Have you any experience with Flowise? Because to me it seems that they're very similar.
Flowise, yeah. So again, all of us creators are getting into these tools because it's happening right now. And so trying to fight off shiny object syndrome and trying to,
Tell me about it.
build all this stuff, and it's crazy what is actually going on. So shiny object syndrome, super real with all the stuff. So Flowise and NAN are two big ones right now. Everyone's getting into DeepSeek as a language model. Everyone's getting into the learning vector databases. I think it's going to be, it's going to be like using when the AI language models came out. Are we using Anthropic? Are we using OpenAI? Are we using Google? Are we using Bing? Everyone's just saying this one's better, this one's better, this one's better. All of that is happening right now. So it's going to settle down, and they're going to start to specialize. So I think if you picked one that you're using, there's no need to move on to another one until we finally find something that's definitive. All the data with DeepSeek saying it's better than OpenAI, it's performing better, it's this, and that. Those are closed tests for very specific data sets, and they're pushing it, they're advertising it. So yeah, DeepSeek runs better in this very closed system than OpenAI does in this very closed system. But OpenAI can do everything. So it's
Right.
just one of those things. How are we gonna decide what's gonna happen? It's just the user base is gonna say, I use this because of this, and then the company is gonna specialize into that. Right? That's just how it happens.
Okay.
So no, it's again another long answer. No, I haven't used Flowise. N8N, yeah, it's a new one. Ka's just getting into make. Oh, he popped off the video again. Let's see. Yeah, Danilo, there you go. Thanks.
And I heard mention of security, or I assume network security. Can't remember who mentioned it. Is he on call?
Yeah, Danilo
I was
works.
referencing cybersecurity with Danilo, as that's its field, and I'm wondering if there's any tools within Make that could incorporate some cybersecurity functionality to help, people who are monitoring systems and networks and things of that nature. That's the security part that I was wondering about.
Okay. Yeah, I was interested because that's my background, actually, network engineer, cloud and security, so data centers. But I haven't really put the two together in terms of AI and automation. I've been thinking about it a lot lately to really start focusing on that, but I haven't really seen much of it so far.
Clyde, are you in the server space as far as setting up server farms, setting up Kubernetes or Swarm stacks and things of that nature for helping businesses to scale?
I am not in that space. My background for 20 some odd years is in actual networks, building out Cisco networks and data centers and things like that. So it's actual networking and internet connectivity and
Well, that's definitely
consulting
going to
with
be
enterprise and things like that.
that's definitely something that's going to be a key factor with organizing agents into the cloud. Because all these functions,
Right.
they have to sit somewhere in the cloud and they have to be able to scale. I'm in a situation right now where I'm trying to help an organization build something out to scale where we can have access to these agents, but the agents have to be able to run with tens of thousands of people accessing them, chatbots and calendar organization. I mean, we're using a CRM called Go High Level But again, just piecing all that together and building it out, it's cumbersome.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Go.
I've been working with Go High Level for a while. Probably, I shouldn't say a while, probably less than a year, but build out quite a bit of automations with VAPI and the voice AI and all of that, and automating the calls and scheduling on the calendar.
Well, you should start your
So I've
own
done.
school, Clyde. It sounds like you've got a good handle on
Yeah.
it. I would join your
Yeah.
school. I'd be your first
Yeah. See,
your first
there you
Wow.
go. There you go.
because I'm trying to build out
Well,
the Go High Level right now. So it's trying to figure out pieces of it. Maybe we should talk offline because I've got some questions.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, that'd be fine. I actually had I had somebody else actually doing most of the work on that while I do something else. So, but just being involved with that, I got quite a bit of insights. Even was looking into, I know 11 Labs came out with something similar, and I've been meaning to look into it because I had some issues with the performance with VAPI, and looking to see if the 11 Labs solution would be a better option.
Oh.
But yeah, played around with it quite a bit.
Mm. Did you hire someone over Fiverr to do your back end work while you were working on other things, or was it somebody locally that you
It was actually somebody I met in a group. Yeah, somebody I met in a group that I just started chatting with them, and they actually it was very early for them also, but a couple of projects they worked on for me, they learned quite a bit to where now they're off on their own, running their own agency off the things that they built for me.
Well, so
So yeah.
are you seeing how Go High Level can integrate with Make functionality? Are you looking at that now? Is that kind of your interest in tying those two together?
Yes and no. Actually, what I built out, we use Zapier instead of Make, but my preference is Make. But I mean, I think they're interchangeable. It would be easy to swap it out. Yeah, I think Make is much better. But I just haven't gotten to the point to pull in the trigger to use Make instead of Zapier, because my Zapier automations with Go High Level is already up and running. It's been running for a while. I've run Facebook ads where the leads come straight into Go High Level, VAPI intercept, take that lead that come in, call them within 5 seconds after it comes in, call them, have a conversation with them. If they're okay with it, it books them on a call in my calendar, schedule it, and then the automations built in just follow up with them and make sure that they show up for the call, things like that. So I had all of that built out, except it was running on the Zapier instead of Make.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I just didn't want to go and messing with it too, because it's a lot of work.
A lot. Yeah. Just rebuilding the same thing to test it.
Well, Kirk, maybe
make sure it's
there's a video in your future that has some kind of Go High Level, but that's a whole other set.
Yeah, it's one of those ones too. It's one of the first ones, the big one for business stuff, right? And there are so many big, like, those guys that are just like, this is how you sell, pitch. They're the ones doing all the big time Go High Level videos, and those are the types that have the monopoly there. It'd be a hard one to get into for me.
Yeah. I'm gonna, if you don't mind, Kirk, I just have to ask Clyde one more question. I don't mean to take over.
Yeah, no, this is great. This is what this is for. This Q&A, we're bullshitting, we're chatting, we're meeting each other. This is great. I'm loving this.
Clyde, I was wondering, if I may, have you integrated at all or the use of QR codes with your Go High Level?
No, I have not. I haven't done anything with QR codes in that sense.
Okay.
In what sense are you thinking?
Well, I'll try to put it as
What
simple
use
as I
case?
can. As a client comes on board, I'm actually talking to the QRcode.com people today because they have some really nice QR codes, but I need to generate a QR code for every client basically. And that QR code needs to be pulled into their record, and it has to happen, you know, not instantaneously, but within, 10 minutes. Um, there's a couple free options out there, but um, you know, pulling the APIs together and connecting them has been a bit of a challenge. So, and making sure
Okay.
that they're consistent, because it needs a logo, it has to be a certain shape. We don't want to use like the square QR codes. We want to use a circle to stick with our branding. And
Okay.
so that's kind of where I'm at with it. But I was just curious.
Yep. Interesting. No, I haven't had any experience with that.
Well, if I find a solution, I'll definitely clue you into it in case you find a need for that kind of thing, because it's
Right.
QR codes are everywhere, and it's just like I use a QR code to link people to my beacons page that I've set up, and it works pretty well.
You guys are. This is good stuff. I just want to ask. Let's see, Abhishek. Is that how I say your name? Welcome to the chat. I can turn on your microphone if you got a question here. Abhishek. All right. All right, your mic is on. You're going to unmute yourself in the actual video chat window. Maybe. Should be a unmute button in the actual video chat window.
Hi guys.
There you
That
go.
was
Hi.
Abhishek here.
Yeah, how do we say your name?
Yeah, it's Abhishek.
Abhishek.
Yeah.
Yeah, good to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you as
So
well.
yeah,
Hi guys.
we're just in here bullshitting the Q&A format. We come with questions. Anybody can share some things. We got these guys talking about some very awesome stuff. I'm intrigued myself, Patrick and Clyde. But I just wanted to ask you if you have anything to bring up. I can take a look at real quick since you're here with us.
I mean, I tried to go through the faceless generator, but I created a post as well. So mainly facing an issue with Airtable team, and I got a reply that they are having some issues with the payments when it comes to India. So I'm
I
trying to
see.
find a workaround.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, interesting. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I wonder why that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as using
Are there any-
Airtable,
Yeah.
yeah, I was going to say, as far as using Airtable, effectively, you could, I'm just kind of spitballing because I'm just brainstorming a way around. You could build something similar in Google Sheets. It's not going to look as pretty. It's not going to function as nicely, but you could build something in Google Sheets because all we're really doing in Airtable is triggering the webhook with those fields and then getting information back, right? So you could build that out in Google Sheets.
That's
So
what
let
I was
me-
thinking as well. Because I'm
Yeah,
a
let
coder
me
as well,
just-
so it looked
Oh,
like
yeah.
it was
That's
like
right. That's
like-
right. Yeah. So it's essentially just, you paste the webhook into a cell in Google Sheets and then you can click on it and trigger it that way. It's not going to look as nice, but that is probably the solution there. I have some tutorials using Google Sheets just for people that didn't want to get into Airtable, but I really stopped making those because Airtable is just so good. But with your situation, obviously we gotta change that up.
Yeah, so is it available on your YouTube channel, those videos?
Yep, they're in the school classroom. The one to take a look at would be the simplest one to take a look at. I don't have a ton, based on Google Sheets, but let me just share my screen. So the one to take a look at would be Instagram image post. No, sorry. See, I'm confusing myself. Post Instagram carousels and images. This one utilizes Google Sheets.
Okay.
Right.
Got it.
Right here. So I just, build out my Google Sheet similar fashion, and then I have a hyperlink right here for that webhook. So just something to reference, take a look at to get started on that rebuild.
Sure, I'll do that. And I haven't gone through the whole tutorial, but I was wondering because like I dabbled with, because I have used tools, I have not gone into automation too much, but I know I have used tools like ChatGPT and Claude, and I've gone through some tutorials with like chatbots as well, like with Flowise, and I have
Cool, yeah.
Stable Diffusion installed on my laptop as well. So I was wondering that if I can connect it so that I can trigger it, and instead of using some say Midjourney, it uses the Stable Diffusion app running on my local machine to create images, because it will save money as well.
Yeah. So I never got into running make automations with anything from my local machine, because I just got so much stuff on the internet now. I want to keep my internet stuff separate from my local stuff by all means, right? So there's definitely a way to do that. I'm trying to brainstorm real quick of a simple solution, but I think it's just going to be, if you have Stable Diffusion locally, are you using Comfy UI or something like that?
Yeah. I was going through the tutorial, so I have Focus and Comfy UI as well.
Yeah. So let's see. I don't think I could brainstorm a chain for that real quick, but there is ways to automate your local machine. There is another module in Make. You've probably seen this one. Let's this one, CodeKit, excellent module. You can run different types of code here, so you can call to your local machine with, I'm not a coder, so I wouldn't actually know how to do that, but this would be the module that you would want to use here, and you'd set up your account with Zero CodeKit.
Okay.
Run JSON, Python, generate Python code, all kind of stuff with this one. I haven't really looked into everything that this can do, but
yeah, no issues. I'll check it out.
Yeah, cool. Now you're on the right track with all this stuff, especially with your background. How are you finding the difficulty of my tutorials?
I mean, it's great, but I would like to suggest something that excuse me. So when you so I went only through the faceless generator, and that were halfway because of issues with the Airtable. So when you are creating the table, and with all the data. So if you can just, on the whiteboard or like on digitally as well, so you can map it out that, okay, these are the modules, these are the tables, and these will have these fields. So when you are creating the lookup thing, so it is hard to visualize. So if you can have like a rough sketch on a screen, that okay, because this is using this stuff from this table, so that's why we are creating this link, this lookup thingy. So that would like help us to like visualize it better.
Yeah.
Because right now, because I'm a coder and I find it difficult because like to visualize everything.
Yeah.
And I know these terms, so yeah, that would be helpful. So
Yeah.
a little suggestion.
Yeah, that's a great suggestion. I try to, I've work by myself. I don't have any kind of team, so editing my videos is probably my biggest workload. And so I try to organize my videos based on difficulty. And so the longer the video, the quicker I sort of go through things to kind of suggest that you need a little bit more skill using these things to go through these videos. But people, everyone wants to jump into the big ones. I think Danilo did. I think he was the first one to finish the faceless story generator. So that was awesome. Learning this stuff out, but yeah, that's a great suggestion. Just visualizing the flow of the linked fields.
Yeah.
Cool. So we're at 1 hour. I set aside 2 hours for these calls just to see who might join up. But if you guys don't have any more questions, we can call it for today. Patrick and Clyde, I'm really stoked on your conversation. I hope you guys can chat more together.
Yeah, I also same here.
Yeah, Clyde, I guess I'll just link. You're in the school, so I maybe can just send you a contact or something.
And Clyde, if you do start your own school with all your mastery, use my referral link, because that helps me out. It gets me bonuses.
Okay. Yeah, I saw your post in the group there about starting school, and I said, oh, maybe I should speak to you and get something good. Actually, I've been considering it for a while. I did set something up in Go High Level, because they have some things. I don't know if you are aware of their setup.
No, you can build a school inside of Go High Level, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty well. Yeah, so that's what I've done. It's not the same, it's not as good, but it's very close.
That's awesome.
Do you get the kind of engagement there? I mean, do you have, basically a channel where people are communicating with as a community?
I just set it up a few weeks ago, and I haven't really put much effort into promoting it. I set it up specifically for a promotion I was running. So my idea was to funnel anybody interested in the promotion to that group, which I was just basically doing posts on LinkedIn, and got maybe 10 people interested, and then went into the group and signed up. So it worked pretty well, but there's some things that could be better to make the experience a little smoother compared to school, I think. So but I haven't put that much effort into it.
Oh, okay. But what kind of promotion do you do, if I may ask?
This was for something revolving around fitness for people like personal trainers and things like that. It was a product for personal trainers, them to use.
Oh, great.
Wanted to ask you guys too. I'm hoping to get more people. Our group is still relatively small. I'm hoping to get more people into these calls. I still have them every 2 weeks, just so people can come up with problems and build up to having everything answered every 2 weeks. But I want to start doing every week. Would you guys be interested in a weekly Q&A call, just so we can hang out, bullshit, keep up conversations, figure stuff out every week?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think weekly. I mean, because I'm running into issues daily.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know, so I mean,
Yeah.
as I started creating, kind of like pulling down some JSONs and blueprints and starting to tack in my info, you know, I just find something else that I have to build, something else I have to build. So I've had several of these, you know,
Yeah.
modules that still need completion, but I'm just trying to organize them and say, okay, I'm going to separate this one. I'm going to use this one. I'm going to use this one, and then somehow,
Yeah.
you know, click them all together when their function is needed
Yep. Yep.
in basic terms.
Yep. Cool. Yeah. Well, I think we'll call this one for today. That was awesome sesh with you guys, and I'll announce that we'll do this weekly just because, you know, the format we're hanging out. That's what this session is for. So I just want to get more people, you know, have a reliable weekly thing. People can come, hang out, leave, come back, you know. So
Great. Yeah. No, I really enjoyed it today. Kirk, thank you.
yeah, it was great. Thanks for being here. Finally, I've been waiting for you to join.
Yeah, I've just
Oh, I know it. I know.
tied up with
There's
stuff.
so
Yeah.
much. There's so much to do. Trust me. I know it. Cool. Well, I'll see you guys next week for sure. Keep it up. Love
Yeah.
this chat,
All right.
and I'll keep going.
Yeah, nice chatting with all of you. Clyde, I'll reach out at some point here soon.
Yep. It was fun. Thanks, Kirk.
Yeah, you're welcome. Bye bye.
Yeah, thanks.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, bye.